Hello, Troy. Thank you very much for accepting this interview with the BWI. Exxon UGL workers have been on strike for more than 474 days, fighting for wages and conditions. Could you a little bit explain the situation?
Yeah, sadly we were a maintenance workforce who were terminated and offered our jobs back the very next day on a 40% wage cut, on cuts to our allowances and our conditions, with an enforced unfamily friendly roster. It came about through a loophole in the Work Act in Australia, which allowed the company to go and negotiate a sham agreement with 5 people who worked 3,500 miles away in another state, and then come back and try and enforce that agreement upon us. We were offered our jobs back in a take it or leave it deal. We were not going to accept those conditions. It was an awful attack that was hurting our families and hurting our children and hurting us. So.
How many families are involved?
So there was 230 families that were affected by this. It was just a brutal assault that they just tried to roll out. It was very immoral, and we had a very competent and confident workforce. We produced good work, and the reward of that was a 40% wage cut and a sham agreement that was non-representative, and it was just very poor and very inhumane, an attack on us for doing good work.
The BWI was in June, I think, visiting you over there and saw those families. How has the BWI been helpful? Did it have an impact, this visit?
Absolutely. For us, it gave us a sense of community, which is what we're about. We're trying to maintain good working conditions for everyone. When BWI came and visited and Don came to see the people on the picket line, it was like a sense of relief. It was a excitement that he'd come all that way to see us. Certainly the global solidarity of seeing so many other countries around the world that were holding we supported the ExxonMobil workers in Australia was fantastic. It was very motivational for our families, very motivational for us to know that we're not in this alone. That support was fantastic, and we thank BWI so much for that, for coming to see us.
What else could the BWI, and more particularly its affiliates worldwide, do to help you?
Oh, definitely. We would just love that kind of support. We understand that people are struggling in so many areas in their own disputes, in their own battles. But people like just keeping an eye on our web page and visiting our social media pages to like and responding to our posts and things like that. When we put a post up to put your opinions through, so that companies like ExxonMobil and UGL know that it's not just us, that people agree with us, and so we can just show that as a community globally that we don't support what they do. We know that what they're doing is greedy. We know that what they're doing is not beneficial to us and to our families. So that sort of support, and any people that have it in their heart that might want to support us financially to keep us in that fight is just so grateful for our families. It's this generosity that is feeding our kids and putting food on our tables.
Thank you very much, Troy, for this interview, and we extend all our solidarity to all the workers. Thank you.
Thank you so much.